happens to you when you are producing the record of Agnostic Front, that you find something that maybe I can put inside the Madball albums?
You know, I feel like there's some more liberties with Agnostic Front, because Agnostic Front always, you know, took risk with diversifying their sound with every album. You know, Madball's progress has been subtle. There's definitely been, you know, an evolution and a progress, but it's always a little more subtle, a little more discreet. With AF, you know, they take chances. You know, if you look at the difference between Victim in Pain and Cause for Alarm, it's like, whoa, that's two different animals. And then you go to Liberty and Justice, and then every album they sort of just bounced around, which, if any band could do that, it was Agnostic Front. So my point is, with the new album, I think they wanted to capture all the elements of who they are, you know, that I understand, of course, and there's more freedom, I think, to play around with melodies and stuff like that with Agnostic Front. You can be a little more punky, you can be a little bit more, I don't know, there's some more liberties that you can take. And there's just, when I'm doing stuff with them, I'm not really in the Madball mode. I'm in Agnostic Front mode, and I'm in producer mode. And it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool to be in that position, you know. You know, I think, you know, I gave a lot of input, and they appreciated it, and we work well together.
What you can say to young bands to stay together so many years and share so many emotions in everything?
It's hard, you know, to be honest with you. It's rare to find a situation like Agnostic Front or Sick of It All or Madball. You know, and yeah, those are all New York bands, but I use us, you know, those bands and ourselves as an example, because there are not very many bands that have been around 20 years, you know what I mean? Plus, 20 years plus. So it's not an easy feat, you know, and I don't know that anyone really knew that they were going to stick around as long as they have, but I think it's just, we've grown up with, you know, with this music, and like have grown up as people. Our music has grown up alongside of us, and like people respect what we do. So, you know, some people say, hey, you know, longevity is the key. I have to sort of agree with that, because we're as relevant now as a band as we were in the 90s, if not more so, actually. So you just gotta stick to your guns, I guess, if you got something good and something unique going on, and hope that it works out for you. But you can't be promised anything, you know. It's a tough business, the music business, and we're the working class of the music world, so it's still very tough.
That's a very good definition.
Yeah.
So, and what about you and your project? I saw that you have got an hip-hop project.
Yeah.
So, how did you get in touch with this kind of music? There are similarities with hardcore, in your opinion, or is completely different? It's just music?
I think, you know, like with New York hardcore specifically, there's some connection with hip-hop, because hip-hop was born in New York, and those two genres sort of crossed paths back in the days, and they still tend to do so nowadays. And so there's some similarities, not so much sonically, you know, not like sound-wise, but like the kind of street aspect of it, and like coming from, you know, rising up from the gutter kind of vibe, you know, like there's some gritty aspect to both genres that you can sort of relate them. People like me, I grew up with hip hop, you know, but then there's the folks that never liked hip hop, you know, like my brother. He appreciates old school hip hop, but he hasn't liked any hip hop since the 90s, and you know, he's more of a punk guy. I appreciate and love some punk and metal and everything else. I love all music, but I was always more of a hip hop, you know, guy. You know, the common ground for us was always the hardcore stuff, but everybody's different. It's a matter of taste, and you know, some people that don't know me may find it as a surprise, like, oh, why is he doing hip hop? But anyone that knows me knows how I grew up, or knows me, well, knows that I've always been a big fan of hip hop. I grew up listening to it since I was a little kid. Some of my first records that I bought were hip hop records, and it's just something that I grew up with that I always loved. And luckily I have a platform like Madball that I could branch off and try something else, and maybe some people will get it and appreciate it. Others that don't like that style maybe won't like it, but hopefully they can give me the respect that I'm trying to do it in a good way. You know what I mean?